Everyone is demotivated. Everyone runs away from pressure. Everyone is afraid of doing the hard. I love when I'm under pressure. I love when everything's going wrong and I need to step up. Because when I step up, I'm presenting the best version of myself. I'm working the hardest. I have to literally give everything. You have to give everything when you're under the pressure, which is why I love it. So the first reason you don't love being under the pressure is because you view pressure as pressure. I don't view pressure as pressure, so let me break it down for you. When you're under pressure, you feel uncomfortable there. You don't like that feeling when you're under pressure. When I get under pressure, I enjoy it. I actually look to put myself into more difficult situations within reason. Don't take this out of context. But I go and I actually try to do what's difficult. Most of you actively try to stay in your comfort zone. You actively try to do what's good. Even if you do something that's uncomfortable, for example, going to the gym, you will hit, for example, arms every single day of the week because you don't like to work out, for example, your legs. When and then you begin working out so much that you can lift more with your arms than you can with your legs. But because the feeling in your legs, and you're actually going to do less weight with your legs, because the feeling is more uncomfortable, you will stay the same, doing the same exercises with your arms. So this is the mentality that you have. So you need to get rid of this identity that I enjoy comfort, and you need to actively see when am I enjoying comfort, when am I avoiding the hard, and then you need to go and actually stop avoiding what you're avoiding and go and do the more difficult thing, because that's what's going to really develop you. That's what's going to bring you a sense of fulfillment and a sense of making your wins real, making everything really come together and becoming a strong man. So, yeah! You view pressure as something bad, but you need to stop viewing pressure as something bad. Yes, it's uncomfortable, but being uncomfortable doesn't actually mean that it's bad. I'm going to say that one more time. Just because something's uncomfortable doesn't mean that it's bad. If you go to the gym and you do lots of exercises, it feels uncomfortable, but that's what actually is going to begin to build up muscle. That's what's going to get you the better life. That's what's going to begin to develop a strong physique. So even though it's uncomfortable, it doesn't actually mean that it's bad. So you need to take this new mentality and apply it to what you're avoiding. Apply it to what puts you under pressure, and then actually chase that. Because the majority of the time, if you go and you work towards getting under pressure, working hard so that you can become better, the pressure is what leads to success the majority of the time. Because if you're not put under any pressure ever, you just stay in your comfort zone, you're not really going to grow in your comfort zone. What's going to happen if you don't grow outside of your comfort zone, if you don't try new things? You're going to stay stagnant and nothing changes. Nothing changes if nothing changes. I'll say that one more time. Nothing changes if nothing changes. So you need to get rid of this negative connotation you have with being put under pressure. And you should actually chase the more disciplined lifestyle. You should chase what is going to actually build up a strong physique, what is going to help you become a better individual. So the reason you break under pressure is because you may actually be trying to go into pressure, but you're not ready for it yet. So what does that mean? That kind of, what's that word? Counteracts what I was saying before. So, let me tell you a story. I'm going to guess that the majority of you watching this video who are learning about becoming a better individual, you probably still haven't broken all of your bad habits, and you still probably are not like a perfect disciplined individual. So most of you have probably played video games. So when you play video games, you have to level up slowly. Like you're level 1. To level up in this game called RuneScape, I'm using an analogy from someone else. Actually, let's use an analogy for me. I used to play this game called Grounded, and you were shrunk into someone's backyard. So you're like this little teenager in a backyard, and you have to survive. And the whole point of the game is to like hit yourself with a ray, and then you'll become an adult, like regular size again, and not like the size of an ant. So to do that, you have to kill bosses. So when you begin, you cannot begin and just instantly go and try to kill the final boss. That's not how it works. You have to begin by picking up pebbles and attacking like little aphids, which is like a tiny insect that can't even fight back. And you have to kill these aphids, then you have to like kill an ant. Then once you kill the ant, you can kill like a stink bug. Then you can kill a beetle. Then you can kill a spider. Then you can meet the ant queen. You can like level up and slowly fight these bosses, and then you can fight like the wolf spider. Once you kill the wolf spider, you can fight like a black widow. Once you fight the black widow a couple of times, you get the armor, then it's like you can fight the final boss. So it's like you have to level up. So if you right now, you have nothing, you haven't even picked up like a pebble yet to defend yourself. So you have nothing, and you want to go like kill the black widow, or you want to go kill the final boss and just like shoot up into the regular size. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. So you have to take a step back actively, and you have to slowly go. You have to slowly go. So like, let's first pick up a pebble. So like the first 5 minutes of this video was like picking up the pebble. You somewhat defended yourself. You're like, oh, okay, like I probably run away from discomfort, which I shouldn't do. So this is like you've picked up one pebble, but we have to keep on picking up pebbles, and we have to keep on doing things to develop and to get better so that we're strong enough. So before you put yourself under immense pressure starting a business, before you put yourself under immense pressure in the final exams, what do? In the final exams, you spend the whole entire year studying, preparing for the final exams. Because it wouldn't make sense if you got to school and on the first day, they don't give you... No, I'm not talking about the test that they give you on like the first week of school. It wouldn't make sense to go to school on the first day, you take the final exam, then you spend the rest of the year learning. You learn for the final exam. So you have to take this same mentality and you have to apply it to your life. So before you can go into immense pressure starting a business, go into immense pressure into the final exam, you have to prepare yourself. So how can we actively prepare ourselves? We have to arm ourselves by slowly leveling up. So the first thing that you need to do is you should probably have a daily routine. I'm not just talking about the Ashton Hall morning routine with some Saratoga water and pouring the lemon out and dunking your face in the ice bowl. You should have an actual morning routine that's going to help you step into that discomfort so that you can level up. So how can I do this? How can you do this? You actively, just you watching this video, how can you slowly level up this skill of being able to be calm and cool and collected under the pressure? When things get hard, you're the one who steps up. How can this be you? A morning routine is actually going to help you do something every single day consistently and stick with it. So the first thing that I would say is eat less in the morning. So what does this mean? Skip breakfast and only eat till lunch. I'm not going to go into that, but that has amazing benefits for your entire body. So if you could do that, just skip breakfast. And you might not be able to do this, so just push the breakfast back 15 minutes every single day until you get to lunchtime. So now you're only eating one meal, or it's like close enough to where you just eat lunch. So that's one thing that we can do to build discipline and be calm under pressure, and put things that are difficult in the morning routine, like skipping breakfast is going to help you. The next thing you can do is take a cold shower in the morning. That's difficult, and it actually trains your nervous system and releases a chemical compound in your brain called dopamine, which helps you enjoy doing hard things and helps you enjoy life more and helps you be more calm and cool under pressure when faced with difficult circumstances. Another thing you can do is train in the morning. Maybe you don't go to the gym in the morning, but you can train push-ups, sit-ups, squats, get the blood flowing in the morning. This is amazing. Meditation in the morning. It's a disciplined act to be calm, cool, and collected. It's going to help you with this. Journaling in the morning. Gratitude. This is going to help you see what's good during the bad. Affirmations. This is going to help you be confident under the bad. So you can do things in the morning and potentially even before bed, doing routines throughout the day that are going to help you just build discipline. Just build level 1 discipline, and you slowly add these things up. So I wouldn't give you like the full my morning routine. If I didn't do camera work, it would be maybe 20 minutes, or I just wouldn't have a morning routine. I'd wake up and work. But since I record, it's longer just because I shower and get ready for the camera. But if I didn't do that, I would literally wake up, maybe do a morning routine, or maybe not even do it, and just wake up and work. Or I'd wake up, push-up, sit-up, squats, journaling, maybe meditation or breathing, and then just work. I would not recommend an hour morning routine like I have, just because every minute your cognition sort of slows down, because when you wake up you're in a flow state. So that's just something, slight tangent to keep in mind. The next thing is, why do you break under pressure? It's because you're not ready for it. You break under pressure because you're not ready for it. So that's why you need to do these things and slowly build up. So by slowly building up, you have a morning routine. You're somewhat disciplined following this morning routine. Then throughout the day, you start cutting out bad habits. You start improving your mental and physical health. And you start becoming an overall better individual. So now this is like you've armed yourself. You're more disciplined, you're more strong, you're more powerful, you've been doing good habits, and you're becoming a better person. So when faced with the hard, you are now stronger and better able to combat what's difficult. So just learning, reading, educating yourself on how can I become better. And then eventually you'll realize you should probably start a business, follow God, exercise, read, educate myself, and you'll live a good life. So, how can we get to this end point of being calm, cool, and collected under pressure? Just do what I said. Routine, education. The next thing is, why do I love the pressure? Why do I actively enjoy being put in difficult circumstances? I can remember any situation where I'm put under difficult circumstances, it's just better. And I don't see why being put in a less difficult circumstance would have helped me. So for those of you, I play soccer. There's jerseys here. In America, we call it soccer. Other people, you call it football. So I'll just call it football, since the majority of my audience probably isn't living in America. So for football, if my team is going down and the other team is better, that would be an example of being put in like a difficult circumstance in the moment. And how is this better for me than if my team was like just super easy, just winning the game? It's because these moments are what actually builds character. These are the moments that are going to help lift you up and make you perform at a higher level. So there's four main things that are going to happen. Pressure is going to create your identity, but that's kind of after, not really during the pressure. Pressure is, so we'll leave that one for later. Pressure is going to make the wins real, because if you're just winning and the teams all are trash, it doesn't really bring life to the wins. It doesn't make the wins like really qualified. But if you play another very difficult team and you have to work really hard and you carried it and you did your part extremely well, that makes the wins real. That makes the wins actually count for something. It's going to sharpen you. So as compared to a game where you're just blowing the other team out, as compared to a team where it's very even, it's very matched, you have to both work very hard, you're going to play better and you're going to work harder against the better team. So it's going to make you actually become better. And the third thing is that force is the best, and it mentally makes you sharper. They go hand in hand. So that's kind of why I love the pressure. It's because I'm just a better person under the pressure. If compared to playing a bad team where you're just kind of messing around, as compared to playing the best of the best and you're really working hard, you are objectively playing better in this game. So why don't just I constantly be better by putting myself in more difficult circumstances, avoiding trying to enter an easy league and entering a more difficult league. Like, kind of, if you get the analogy here. So, what else? If you're not a big sports guy, how can I get this into your mind? Anything. I love the pressure. School. I think school is a complete scam, complete waste of time. It's not going to help anybody make money. It's not really improving us. But my favorite time of school has to be outside of school, when we're during school time, side tangent, but during the final exams weeks. Because everybody is like stressing so much, and I'm just like, it's my time to shine. That makes sense. Because I've spent time during the year just listening. I don't really have to study. I just kind of listen and I get decent grades. So I do that, and the final exam season comes, and I just do the exams. And it's like when I do the exams and I walk out and I know that I did well, it's like peace, calm. It's like, that's me. Calm. That's me. That guy. That's me. It's just nothing for me. Or let's say that I did not study for this test and I'm like, what the heck is this? Every question I don't know. It's time to step into a different identity and be like, what's photosynthesis? Let's just say you don't know what that is. Photosynthesis. Just start writing. When the photons and the rays, they begin to synthesize in the plants. You don't know what you're talking about. It's called basically lying. I don't know why this isn't considered cheating when you don't know what you're doing. It's like photosynthesis, photo, probably light. Synthesis is probably synthesizing. When the photons synthesize, I obviously know photosynthesis is the process that goes with plants, but just kind of getting that down. You get partial credit here, you go here, and I feel good after the test. Even if I did bad on the test, it's like at least I tried. I'm not an absolute bot. Just use general knowledge. Not that difficult, guys. So it's like being put under the pressure forces you to really think, forces you to work hard. So it's like in school, final exam season, my time to shine. Difficult teams, my time to shine. Business, my time to shine. Most people cannot handle employees. Most people cannot handle when there's no money coming in and there's a lot of money coming out and there's lots of things going wrong. Clients are leaving. Like when things get very bad, I'm like, my time to shine. Let's make some money. Just lost $2,000 yesterday. Doesn't matter. Let's make some money. Stock market down 10%. Let's make some money. Doesn't matter. Let's make some money. That's the idea. Let's do something good. Let's make something good out of the bad. Let's make this happen. Because when the business is doing very, very bad and you bring it out of the mud, you bring it out of the trenches and you make it successful, now you know that is a real win for you. That is like, no, I made this business work. I made it work. That was me. I was failing. I lost thousands and thousands of dollars, but I brought it back up. I was on my last, I had nothing left, and I brought it back up, and I created something good out of when most people seemingly would have had nothing to do with it and would have given up, and made my win real. And also that sharpened me. I'm a better person because of it as compared to the version of me that didn't work hard, that just, the business actually worked really well and I got super lucky and everything went well and I really didn't have to work that hard. Which version of you is better? The version where everything goes right, or the version where you bring stuff out of the mud and you clean it and you make it work? The version that works the hardest is the version that's going to become the best. So you need to keep that in mind and you need to understand that when things go wrong, this is actually good. And enjoy when things go good. If the business is working good, this is good. Also accept the good, accept the peace when it comes, but embrace the pain when it comes as well. Embrace the hardship when it arrives. Your life is almost like a cycle. There's different periods of peace and there's different periods of chaos. Enjoy the chaos. Because sometimes when things get too peaceful every single day, it's like just chilling here every single day. What are we supposed to be doing here? Just chilling every single day. It's like enjoy the hardship when they come. Because if you just had peace all the time, you wouldn't really have a very enjoyable life. You wouldn't have stories to tell. You'd have a pretty boring book. If we wrote down your life into a book, it'd be like a boring book. You'd be like, oh, he got really lucky here and he didn't really do anything. But and if you've been pretty lucky, just be happy with the luck that you have. But also understand that hardship is always knocking on the door, and that bad things could happen at any time. So just accept the peace, but also embrace the pain. So going back to the previous point, pressure creating an identity. It's similar to how pressure makes the wins real. When you're put under pressure, it creates the identity that I work well under pressure, and I'm the guy who steps up instead of backing away. When things go bad in the business, I'm the guy who steps up and I'm like, let's make some money out of this. Let's take the business out of the mud. Let's get it out of the trenches and let's get back to work. But there's other people who would be like, this business is falling apart. I don't want anything to do with this. They quit. Whatever. They quit the business or they quit the job. You need to stop being this guy and you need to become that guy who steps up. So how does this happen? This is an internal identity that you can't sort of lie about. There's some things that you can sort of delude yourself into, like I'm strong, I'm strong, I'm strong, but you're actually objectively weak. You can only bench like the bar, but you just tell yourself you're strong so that you can add more weight and bench it. You add like 5 kilos each side and you bench it. So it's like you can somewhat delude yourself into some things, but it's like if you haven't done something, you can't really delude yourself that you're good at it. Well, actually you can, but it's like if you've never done it, you know that it's somewhat like a lie. But if you go under the pressure and you have evidence to back it up that you're someone good under pressure, when you say, I perform well under pressure, and it's like, even if it's a new level of pressure that you're not used to yet, because you're used to the pressure, you're like, I've been under pressure before, I can do this. But if it's your first time being under pressure, you're like, oh, this is my first time, maybe let me just step up and enjoy this. So it's like you can delude yourself to think that you'll enjoy it, to be good at it, but it's like once you have evidence to back up the delusion that you're giving yourself to perform well, it's like you can delude yourself even more. So it's like the more evidence you have to back up the statements that you say, the more you'll be able to believe it, if that makes sense. So with that, once you have evidence to back up that you're someone who works well under pressure, that's going to create the identity of someone who steps up. When the betas leave, the alpha steps up. That's a cringy analogy, but you can sort of understand what I'm trying to say here. When the betas leave, the alpha steps up and protects the pack. So I don't know what I'm trying to say. This is really cringy, but it sharpens you, forces the best. Learning to love the hard. Learning to love the hard. How can you learn to love the hard? When the hard comes, you should enjoy it because it's chaotic and it's fun. When there's too much peace, it's not fun, if that makes sense. If every single day there's a bunch of peace, nothing really difficult happens, you're just chilling. I kind of said this before. What's the point if I just, kicking my feet up over here, just enjoying the peace every single day for the rest of my life, just like this, just watching the sunrise. Someone else goes hunting for me. Let's take the analogy of someone who's like a hunter sapien, hunter-gatherer, just enjoys every single day. It doesn't have to work. The rest of the tribe gets the food for him. He just chills all day. Watches the sunrise, watches the sunset. Doesn't really do anything. What kind of life is that? You just sit around. So enjoy the pain. Honestly, when you have cool stories, it's somewhat like a difficult hardship. And that's what really brings out the joy in life, is the pain. So just embrace it. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. This is going to be difficult, but this is like fun. This is fun. The hard is fun because if it was always peace, there wouldn't really be much to life. So just enjoy the hardships as they come and embrace them, because that's when you get to perform at your best. That's what really makes you enjoy being with yourself when you're with yourself. When you're just sat by yourself, if you know that you're like a bad person, you don't really do anything, you don't really help out, you kind of take away from everybody, you just sit around playing video games all day and you don't do anything good and you know it, you're kind of anxious with yourself and you're like, you don't like yourself. But if you are someone who constantly enjoys the pain and you're like, man, I just got out of something so difficult, I bought this business out of the trenches and I made something good when seemingly 99.99% of people would have given up. You're able to sit with yourself. You're able to love yourself more, if that makes sense, because you know what you are. So my goal for you today is to enjoy the pain, enjoy the peace, but also enjoy the pain. When you have what you're given, just enjoy it. Just take it all and accept it and work hard. And know that this is going to build your identity and this is what's going to create the strength that can reside within you. Peace.